Hi, welcome to our Friday love reading. Now, what I usually do is I just do a general reading and the reading's for everybody, right? Well, I have noticed that you guys just really love my pick a card readings. And so I've decided to do something a little bit different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these cards right here in front of you, and then I am going to lay them out. And as I'm laying out these cards, then you guys can go ahead and pick a pile, and that will be your general reading for the week. So we're going to do a pick a card. Okay, this is general. So we'll just see whatever comes up, and what comes up, that's going to be some energy that you can be aware of for the rest of the week in your love life. Okay. Since I haven't finished laying out the cards, I do want to take the time to let you guys know that I really appreciate all of the comments, the feedback, the likes, the subscribes. Oh my gosh, you guys are doing such a great job giving me feedback and supporting me in what I'm doing here. I mean, it's great. I love that I'm able to help you guys and that you're getting something out of this. And to any new viewers, I also hope that you get something meaningful out of this as well. Something I don't say in my videos, but I think it's probably important to keep in mind, is that there's a little voice inside of you. It might not actually be a voice. It might be a feeling, maybe around your heart or in your gut, that'll tell you whether or not the message is resonating, right? And I don't want you to ever ignore that, okay? So you might pick a card. You might, the law of attraction might work, when you pick a card or a pile and you're like, okay, this is a pile for me, and so let's see what Spirit has to say. These are still general. Even if you're picking a pile specifically for yourself, these are still general. If that voice or if that thing in your tummy says, no, this is not right, this isn't the person I'm thinking about, this isn't me, this doesn't sound like the situation, then it's not for you. And I want you to make sure that if it doesn't resonate, you'll know. You will definitely know. And I really want you to understand that lack of resonation is just telling you either, hey, either go with a different pile, or maybe there's just not something that Spirit has to say in this particular reading. And I just think it's my responsibility to make sure you guys know that, because just sometimes we want to know something and either we're not ready to hear it, or the universe is doing something that is going to bring it about in a different way, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's really important to keep in mind that the different readings are going to affect you in different ways. It's my goal to make sure that I give very clear readings here, though. So when it hits, it should hit hard. All right, let's get started. Okay, so you saw me shuffle and put out these cards. I'm using a deck that I have not used before on this channel, and it's called Oracle of Visions. It's really beautiful. I just want to say that there are traditional ways of reading this particular deck, and then there's other ways of reading the deck. I use my own style. In fact, I use my own style in everything, because I am still intuitively led, okay? So you might see a card come up and be like, I know what that means traditionally, and I might interpret a little bit differently. That's because I'm also using my intuition. So hopefully you guys have been looking at these piles and you have picked one. If not, go ahead and pause it, because I really want to make sure that you're sure about it. We've got the yellow pile. We'll go ahead and say the yellow is number 1, green's number 2, and orange is number 3. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. We'll get 3 and 2 out of the way here and start with 1. There we go. So the first 2 are tarot cards. We have got, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords and also the King of Swords. That's really interesting. Forgiving and learning. Okay, transformation. Have faith. Oh, wow. This is really, really interesting. Okay, you guys, what I'm getting from this spread for you guys, and I'll turn these around as I interpret them, okay? So you guys can see them, and I will include pictures, okay? You've got the King and the Queen of Swords, so you've got this relationship here that it might not feel as passionate as it maybe it usually feels, or maybe this relationship's just never really had a whole lot of passion. This is a situation where there is so much intellectual excitement between the two of you guys, though, and you guys are a matching pair, right? You've got the King and the Queen, so you're a matching pair. This does feel like it's more on the intellectual level, though. And it also seems like we've got this card as forgiving and learning. This might be a situation where you and this person are together. You're like maybe taking a class together, or you're just having like a situation where you come together so that you can learn something from one another. And this can be either active and very, very literal, like you were literally in a class together. Maybe you go to school together. Maybe you go to a lecture together, something like that. Or it could be more like you just love talking to this person because they're so smart and they always give you some great advice, and you just feel like they're on a level, you know? And then forgiving, it comes up too, though, which I've always found this card interesting because it's not just learning, but it's also forgiving. And those two things kind of fit in different realms for me personally. But I think that what it is that as you learn, you need to apply that learning, okay? Because when we learn things, we learn to be better people as well. And so how this pertains to romance, it's just that as you guys learn more and more and more about one another, about the world, about yourselves, as you spend time together, you'll start forgiving some of those old hurts, letting go of some of the things in the past, and this will transform this relationship from very intellectual and kind of like non-passionate to a little bit more passionate, okay? You see the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. Now there's one thing that I really want to focus on before I go on, because this card says exactly illusions on it, right? One thing about the sword cards is that they represent air, they represent thinking. They also represent some communication too, right? So if you guys should either be actively in communication, or you should be getting communication very easily, you know, or it's like routine communication, like every I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday, you always talk, that kind of thing. And you know, one thing that the mind can do when you just use your mind and you don't balance it with your heart and your spirit and your soul and your morals and all of the other parts of you that make you who you are, is that you won't see as clearly as you see when you kind of have your head and your heart in the same place, right? And when you bring the head and the heart together like that, that's when those love feelings start to stir. So this is in the process of becoming a love situation, if you want it to be, though, right? We've got transformation here, and we've also got transformation here with the butterflies, okay? And this is just beautifully illustrated cards. This says have faith. Trust your faith in the situation. So I really feel like this is kind of a situation where if you want to bring this into being, you can. And just trust that you have a good thing here. Because, I mean, this is all good. I'm just not seeing a whole lot of love thing. And this really seals the deal for me, okay? This also, you know, it's also talking about messages and gifts and that kind of thing, you know, so yeah, communication should be good. If you are not in communication right now, it should be coming very soon. There might be some unexpected communication as well, but it also speaks to me of like kind of grief and mourning, and the geese represent something personal to me, which always lets me know that this is a situation where you're kind of getting in your head so much that you're not seeing the truth. You're not really seeing what you're supposed to be seeing in this. And I know how sometimes we'll get stuck in our head and we'll like kind of weave ourselves into this kind of web of where it's almost like circular thinking. And it's also a situation where it's almost like you can only start seeing like some of the negative aspects of the situation. And this is just kind of a warning and to give you the heads up, you know, you guys, I mean, I hate putting it this way, but you guys are being too negative about this. This is actually a positive thing. And that's what's actually going to heal this, is when you kind of pull out of your thoughts so much and you kind of get into your heart about this. So yeah, I mean, the subject about whatever you're learning together, or the, you know, talking about having these really intellectually stimulating conversations and that kind of stuff, that's great, okay? But what you're going to need is also to bring in that heart space too. And to just believe in the relationship too, because I mean, you have, like, I'm not getting anything here that shows me that there's any reason why you shouldn't believe that this is going in a good place. I'm gonna go ahead, oh my goodness, look at this. We had so many cards fall out, and I just feel so strongly about this that I'm gonna go ahead and say, you needed more clarifiers. I'm sorry, I've got to pick up 2 more that actually flew out of here. So here's your clarifiers. I'm gonna go over them real quick, okay? We've got 5 of spring. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Opposing goals arising from different opinions. Feeling at odds with yourself or others. Overly ambitious people. Okay, right now you are, this is another situation where you're really stuck in your thoughts. You're really stuck in all of that stuff going on. Yeah, the 5 of Springs is the 5 of the 5 of Wands in traditional tarot, but it reads differently in this deck. In this deck, it just seems like maybe a little bit of competition, but a struggle from within. We've got the Ace of Summer. Something new is happening, and it's really exciting, okay? Open your heart to love, right? The beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one. So you guys that are in a relationship right now, there's gonna be like something great coming for you guys. It's gonna get kind of reborn. Something good is gonna happen this week, okay? And also the waking of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. That's interesting, because we've got the transformation card here. We've got the butterflies here. Having faith, you know, your vibration is raising. So of course you're going to have some experiences like this. The Ace of Winter. Okay, you guys have got 2 aces. 2 new beginnings here, okay? The Ace of Winter says, don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas should be implementable, okay? So yeah, the foundation of your relationship is what you have in common intellectually, okay? That is the foundation of your relationship. But also, you know, so definitely keep that in mind. You know, I'm sitting here talking about bringing the heart into it, and I might be confusing you like this isn't good. No, this is great. Keep this in mind. You're going to continue to have great new conversations with them and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, you're doing good. Do some more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanships, and long-term projects. This just reinforces the learning, but it also reinforces something that I personally have noticed in relationships. When you start asking the other person about like things about their past, and I'm not saying, you know, really personal things, but things like, oh, did you play sports when you were a kid, or do you know how to play a musical instrument, or, you know, something like that. You know, people love to talk about themselves, you know. That's something that's something that'll help you be able to show this person that you're interested in them too, not just their mind. And then the 3 of Spring, which I think is probably the most important card that came up here. Plan your next steps with an eye on the long term, and have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction, okay? 3 of Spring, this is the 3 of Wands in the traditional deck. 3 of Spring is just saying, you know, hey, you guys have this great this great intellectual connection. The emotional connection will come. So yeah, this is actually very, very positive. All it really warns against is kind of getting out of your head, you know. And I will post the pictures for these right at the end of my reading, my overall reading. I'll probably put timestamps on that too. All right, greens. You guys have 2 tarots. Okay. All right. All right, interesting. Okay. Okay. What you've got here is a very stable person that's very fun and somebody who's going to stick around, okay? In your life, okay? So you're not going to lose this person or anything. However, you might want to get this person out of your life. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, which in this deck alludes to third-party situations. Now, if you're already aware that they're in a third-party situation, like they're married, maybe, or maybe you're married, or whatever. And I mean, seriously, no judging there. I'm just here to relay a message. Then maybe then that's what this is referring to. But if you don't know that, I'm just getting that his eye is wandering, okay? And he might not actually do anything, but his eye is definitely wandering. There's something, or hers, I'm sorry. This applies to all situations, heterosexual, homosexual, whatever kind of situation you're in, okay? I just use that term because I'm a woman and I'm attracted to men, so that's why I'm using those terms. But yeah, this person is acting a little dodgy, as one of my friends would put it. However, we've also got this 6 of Coins too. This is about giving and taking, you know? One thing that you can do is ask them if, you know, if there's anything that you can do for them or be for them that they don't feel like they're getting. Because oftentimes when we feel like we're not getting something from our own relationship, that's when we kind of look for it outside of ourselves. Now, when we're really, really healthy and really, really on the ball, we get that from friends. Friends that respect your boundaries, all right? But when maybe it's emotional and maybe a person's less mature, they'll look for that in a different relationship or in a romantic way, right? So just keep this in mind. Let's keep going through the reading though to make sure that you know, we get the full picture. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you, okay? So here's another card that just reinforces, like, this might not be an ideal situation, guys. Gratitude. You fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. When you're seeing some red flags, when you're feeling a little uncomfortable, when you're thinking there might be something really up with the situation, this is an opportunity for you to learn. This is an opportunity for you to be like, okay, am I going to stay in the situation because I'm going to tough it out, or am I going to leave the situation? And this might be, I mean, this might not be necessarily literal. It might not be another person. It might be something else, like a habit that they do that they're not changing, or a mismatch of mind, or just some situation that's causing friction, that's taking away from your relationship, okay? You just got to figure out, you know, are you going to stay or are you going to leave this situation? And if you leave it, are you going to leave it lovingly and learn something? Or are you going to leave it and then be more fearful and integrate that into what you believe the whole world is about? Because I can tell you, you know, not all people are like that. And since I don't know the situation, I can't necessarily give you advice on what to do. I can just say, this is the energy surrounding you this week, okay? And then these 2 cards kind of go together to me, the way that I'm seeing. This is like, this one says, love is all around you. There's love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Okay, there's some, like, I want to say 3 other people that are interested in you, besides this person that you've got on your heart. And so it's not like you can't find someone else to be with, but you've got to make that decision yourself, you know. And then we've got this. It's just like time. Oh my goodness. This is time, it's planning, it's going within and reflecting, okay? If it matters that the number to this card is 32, that might mean something to you. This is really a huge reflection card, so it looks like you're gonna have to make a decision soon. I really want to make sure that this is as clear as possible, though, so I am gonna draw some clarifying cards from this deck, and we'll see if there's something else that you need with something else. Ah, we got this one come through, and I just feel like there's, yeah, this one right here. All right. Oops. Sorry about that. Alrighty. 8 of Summer, the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on. Choose to make major life changes. And the Star, look to the future with hope and optimism. The power of faith to move mountains. Happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. So I think that you've got 2 decisions, right? Either you can stay and, you know, have hope that this is not going to be so challenging in the future. This is a Major Arcana card, so that might help you. And the Major Arcana cards just speak to more major events. And then we've got the 8 of Summer, which is essentially saying that if you do choose to leave, you will have a bright future ahead of you. So this is a situation where you have a whole lot of control in it. Whatever you pick for you is going to be the right thing, and it will be positive either way. And I just really want to reiterate again, love is all around you. And I've got to tell you guys, really, I understand what it feels like to be really, really connected to somebody that feels like they're not healthy for you. And I can speak from my own personal experience and say that some of the most miraculous changes can happen within that situation. Either you can leave the situation, and maybe that's what gets them to change, and that's what gets them to come to that greater understanding. Or maybe you leave the situation, you're like, wow, I had no idea how much this was bringing me down. Or maybe you decide to stick it out and tough it out, and you'll reach an agreement later on. So I'm really not saying what you should do. The information is neutral. It's the way that you look at it. And that's the best thing I can say to you guys. I'm really sorry that you got this kind of reading, because I know it's not real positive, but it's what came through for you guys, alright? And I will include pictures of those cards at the end, so that you will be able to look at them. Alright, Orange. You guys. Okay, we've got 2 tarot cards. Alrighty. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is so great. The only thing about this is I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm gonna say because it's so straightforward. Alright, this person finds you extremely attractive. Extremely attractive. Okay? Really, really, they talk about you to their friends, they talk about you to everybody. I mean, they just can't stop thinking and talking about you. This person's stable. They might not make a whole lot of money, but they do make enough, you know, they're stable there. And they've got a pretty good balance in their heart, you know, like they're not, you know, so passionate that it's like overwhelming, but it's not so like, there's not like a lack of passion there either. There's definitely passion there. Also, this is new. This is a new thing. So if you're already in a relationship, this person's about to start feeling even stronger for you than they already do. And if you are just entering in a relationship, or you've got your eye on somebody and you don't know what to do, this is a new person has been having romantic feelings for you, and I really believe this is the person you're thinking about. We've got Harmony. So you're gonna find that this comes about in a really it's gonna feel so natural. It's just gonna feel like it's paced well, and all of it's just like everything's lying, you know, falling into place really, really easily. It's an easy path. It's also something that indicates that you guys are going to be getting along really well. You know, all relationships have those tiffs and those, you know, some of them have some really great arguments in there, and some of them are just really kind of chill. And this lets me know that, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have your issues, but it's gonna be a lot more chill than what you're used to. And I mean, you can't get more positive than this, I don't think. This love is a once in a lifetime love. You've got the true love card, okay, guys? All right, you've got new love, true love, harmony. You've got physical attraction. You've got sharing, and then you've got this. This is gonna go on for a really, really, really long time. This is like an eternal thing. There's gonna be something opening up, and like new perspectives, something opening up inside of you as a result from that. This person's gonna protect you. This is just so perfect. I really, you guys are basically, I'm jealous a little bit, you know. Seriously, this is, I mean, it can't get more perfect. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'll go ahead and pull a clarifier because I did for the other two. And I want to make sure that I do give you as much information as I can this week. But I mean, really, it's almost like I'm afraid to say anything more because you're doing such a great job. All right, King of Spring, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical. Your leadership skills are needed now. So yeah, King of Spring is the King of Wands. So you've got somebody who's very, very passionate, maybe a little bit dramatic, but at the same time, I'm getting that there's a balance with it because we also have the Two of Wands here, and in this card, there's a balance there, okay? And I'll go ahead and pull another one just because, God, this one really feels right, so I'll pull that one. I'll pull one more. You guys, seriously, this is such a great situation. Okay, strength, you know, yeah. And then the Princess of Spring, so you've got the King and the Princess. Go after your dreams. Let your creativity take flight. So, I mean, really, you guys have the world here right now. I mean, I know the world card didn't come up, but I mean, you guys are so good to go. You really are. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm really happy for you. Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end to see the pictures and for viewing this video. I just want to go ahead and say that I am offering a special on my private readings. It's $10 off any video reading or chat reading. And this is going to go on for the rest of 2018. So if you would like $10 off any reading of your choosing, go ahead and send me an email, let me know, and we can schedule you. Usually my schedule is within 2 days. I do also have emergency scheduling, which is guaranteed to get you in within 24 hours. And usually it's within 12, actually. So, yeah. That said, you know, if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe, share it, you know, if you feel, you know, compelled to do that. I really don't want to put pressure on you. If you don't feel like doing that, don't do it, seriously. But, you know, it is appreciated. If you would like for me to do a specific pick a card reading in the future, leave comments, send me an email, whatever is most comfortable for you. And here are your cards. Thank you.